Hello, I'm Christine. Welcome to Book Talk. Today we're discussing Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children by RANSOM RIGGS. About 2 weeks ago, I had Ransom and Tahara here. Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children is being translated into a movie by Tim frickin' Burton. If you don't know who Tim Burton is, just IMDb him. Anyway, I had them here, and I was so ashamed, secretly. I didn't tell Ransom, and Ransom, if you're watching this, I am so sorry that I had not read your books yet. As soon as Ransom and Tahara left, I was like, I'm gonna go read me some Miss Peregrines now. And I read the book, and I loved it. I'm so mad I did not read it sooner. Jesse's been telling us to read it for so long, forever, for a million years, and I've had it for a million years because I've been like, yeah, it's Jesse's favorite book. I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna read it. I didn't read it till now, and it was so good. It's such a cool concept. It's kind of hard to explain. I went into it not really knowing what it was going to be about. I knew there were pictures because I've heard Ransom talk about how he went to flea markets and stuff and collected these weird pictures, and those pictures ended up, you know, inspiring the story. And from what Jesse had said, I thought grandfather was telling the story of his life, and he lived with the peculiar children, but it's the grandson in present day. Something happens to his grandfather who has told him all these stories about this peculiar children's home. The grandson ends up having to follow all these clues his grandfather left to find the children's home, and the children's home is stuck on a loop, a time loop. So every day at the children's home is April 3rd, 1940. There's a way from the future to go into this loop and be on this repeating day. And the reason that the day repeats is because the Nazis attacked that day and a bomb that they dropped landed on this children's home. The time loop resets right before the bomb hits. Every day. I don't know if I should tell you anymore. The kids have like weird abilities, so it's kind of kids with superpowers, but it's so different and it's so unique that it doesn't feel repetitive. It feels crazy different. The writing is fantastic and the ideas are so different. The pictures are so nicely put throughout the book and they're creepy and weird, and I love how they're woven in. I don't know, Ransom must have seen a picture and been like, okay, so this is the story behind that. Kind of like an exercise when you're in school where they put a picture on the board and they're like, write a story about what this is. You really must read it if you haven't yet. And the movie's coming out next year, so you best get on that. And then there's Hollow City and Library of Souls. The final book in the trilogy is out in September. I'm really excited to get to Hollow City. Look at the covers. I love the covers. I love the style. I'd give Miss Peregrine's 5 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. I'd give it a 95, 94 on a percent scale. That's all I'm gonna say for the non-spoiler section here, because I really think it's best to just go into it knowing just that or less. Bye non-spoilers. Bye, 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 bye. So the first thing I'm thinking when I start reading this is, Ransom said that he can't be a child and he can't be Miss Peregrine and he can't do Welsh accents, so there's no way he could cameo in the movie. But all I could think as I'm reading is like, Ransom can cameo as that person, Ransom can cameo as this person. There's so many possibilities. We open up in the grocery store. Ransom could be that person that tells him that he put the wrong diapers in the tower. You know, Ransom could be a random that he walks by in the 1950s when he walks through the town. So many options. I really, really loved the concept of the loop and the idea that there are loops running from a really long time ago. I don't know what's gonna go down in Hollow City yet because I haven't read it, so please no spoilers. Are we gonna go to those really old loops? That back-mouth girl creeps me out. I really liked Millard, the invisible kid, and of course Emma, although she scared me at first. I love how weird it is with how the grandfather dated Emma and now his grandson is like dating Emma. I found myself thinking throughout it, what if Jacob is Abe? He has to stay in the 50s, grows up and has his dad as a kid, and then his dad has him, and it's this weird loop. What came first, the chicken or the egg? Jacob or Abe? I think it's not possible. I think Abe was Abe because he did go off to the war and stuff, but like, what if Jacob goes off to the war? It's weird. It can't be. I don't think it says, but like, think about it. Whoa, it's mind-boggling. I found myself thinking how good Bellatrix would be as Miss Peregrine. I don't know who's playing Miss Peregrine because I have not familiarized myself with the cast yet. I know Asa Butterfield is Jacob, and that's about it. How weird is the name Yeburns? Burns? The bird people, the bird time travel loopers. Only birds can time travel. So to be a time travel looper, you have to be a bird. They're called Yeburns. I did not see that Dr. Golan thing coming. The gasp that came out of my mouth when the white, I think they're called white, when the white was like, don't you remember me? I'm your bus driver from 3rd grade. I'm that guy mowing the lawn. I'm Dr. Golan. Oh man, no. The world just got turned upside down. I really enjoyed the drama with his father and how he never got to spend time with the grandfather, but there's this jealousy happening about how his son and his dad are really close. It was a really interesting family dynamic. I loved at the end when the kids showed up to prove that they were real. That point in the book where Jacob had to be like, sorry, I was meeting my imaginary friends. That's why you don't know them. Oh no. Oh Jacob, why? You're just digging yourself into a hole. But that moment when they showed up was just so satisfying. That kid Enoch really freaks me out. The one that can bring things to life. Not sure how I feel about him. I feel like he has a dark side. He scares me. I really enjoyed the little girl Olive and how she like parachuted them off the house. That sounded like so much fun. The whole time in the climax scene, I was waiting for that kid to age really quickly and die. They just all went to the future to find that dead body. And that's gotta happen, right? That's gotta happen to someone in this, especially if they go time jumping. That sounds like a recipe for some old children. It's so creepy to think about how these kids are 80, 90 years old. Their development is kind of arrested, but at the same time, they've still been alive for so many years, so they're still so much wiser than your typical 10-year-old. It's weird and peculiar, and I really like it. I'd love to hear what your favorite parts of the book were. I really like this picture of the grandfather during the war. I thought that was really cool. I loved this one with the little girl after having been kidnapped by a white and his shadow. And this one of the bus driver. It's just creepy. I love it. Imagine making this whole machine to turn you into an immortal, beautiful, Edward-like vampire. You look in the mirror and you see this. What the f? This is not what Twilight said I would look like. I really enjoyed this 5-second part where Jacob brought Emma back to just take a bunch of pictures. They're just like chasing each other around using his phone. That's so cute. Please share your thoughts. I'm Christine. Thanks for watching. All my links to all my social media stuff's in the doobly-doo. I'll talk to you next time. Bye. Twilight said I was gonna be beautiful.